Hello, everyone. Jillian Stein here, one of the owners of Blue Box Press, here with USA Today bestselling author Dylan Allen. We're here to talk all things books and life and writing and just everything.
And everything.
How are
Hello,
you?
I am great. How are you? I'm
I'm
great.
doing really well. I love always talking to you. And I think
Oh, it's my
is
favorite.
this is the first time that we'll have this up on YouTube, but have we don't think
Yes.
we've
No, we
interviewed
haven't.
before, but not for YouTube.
No, no. Have we?
Very excited. No?
This is oh my gosh, I'm popping my Jillian Stein cherry.
Oh,
All of my,
yay. I love doing that.
yes. I bet you're really good at it too. I
I
can't
mean,
wait.
well, we hope
I'm all relaxed. I know you're gonna take it easy with me.
I will. I will. I
Talk me
like to go,
through it, Jillian.
I'll take it slow.
Talk me through it.
You and I have known each other for quite some time, but now we actually get to work together, which is such a joy because if you all don't know Dylan Allen, she's a pure joy in all things. To work with in general, she gives the best hugs, and I adore her. And we're so lucky to have her in our little corner of the romance world. So thank
Well,
you.
no, thank you. And I am nice, but only when to nice people.
Oh,
And
fair, fair,
I'm not like
fair.
I'm kind to all, but when it comes to nice, I save it for the people who deserve it. And Jillian Stein,
Oh.
oh boy, does she deserve it. She's the greatest. Love her so bad.
So to get into kind of your career. So I'm going to pretend like no one knows anything. So
Okay.
I know that you were a romance writer.
Yeah.
You had a whole other life before romance writing.
Yes, I did. I went to law school. I come from a family of lawyers. My mother is a lawyer, as are so many of the people in my family. And I went to law school because that was what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I didn't even consider there was not even another thought of a plan. Except for when I was in fifth grade, I thought I was going to go to Alaska and be a chef. Anyway, I don't know
Oh,
why.
I love
I
that.
so random. Yeah, but that was the only other aspiration I had besides I'm going to be a lawyer. So I went to law school and I loved law school so much. Like I
Yeah.
loved it. It was amazing. I went to Howard and I loved Howard, but also just it was so hard. That's when I learned I love hard things. I love difficult things, things that make me have to work really hard are my favorite things because they're always really worth doing and knowing.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about law school. And so I did really well in law school.
Yeah.
I did really well because I just loved it and I worked hard. And because I did well, I was recruited by all like the big firms in the country.
Okay.
And I wanted to live in London. That was I spent my junior year abroad there. And
Love
I
it.
was like, I promise. And so I was looking for, all these firms that were all had London offices, all the ones that were recruiting me all had London. So I had my pick. I really had my pick. I had several offers and I picked my favorite. And oh, Jillian, how it broke my heart. I hated it so
No.
much. It was
Oh
the worst
no.
time of my adult life, probably until my dad got sick. It was the worst
Oh
time.
no.
And oh, but it's so great because one of the I don't okay, are you gonna edit this?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. Anyway, never mind. I'll tell you later. Anyway, but
I'm glad we
yeah, no, but
I'm actually glad.
one of the people who made my life miserable, she just had a very public comeuppance, and it was amazing. I've been waiting for it
Oh,
for 25 years. Very delicious. So, but it was horrible because the people in big law are horrible. And not just like mean, they're fat phobic. I can't tell you how every time I met with women, especially the women in the firm, someone made a comment about my weight, about my shoes, about my clothes.
no.
I didn't look the part. And all the male lawyers, the ones who took interest in me is because they wanted to have sex with me. It was insane. It was
No.
so
No.
wild.
No.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm young, I'm 25. I went back, I decided I was in London and I decided I was gonna quit and go back to school. And I went back to school to do because I loved school. I was like, I love school and I love law. So I did my master's of law at the London School of Economics. And then I got an amazing job as a lawyer for the Financial Services Authority in the
Ooh.
UK. And I was involved in one of the most exciting litigations. I was on the enforcement team, which is litigation really, which is, sort of holding the bad doers responsible. It was the best lawyer job ever. But I, alas, was not a UK citizen, and the relationship I was in ended. And so I was not going to become a UK citizen. So they couldn't keep me on for more than a year. My visa wouldn't allow it. So I had to leave. I came back home, and I worked in financial services until that's what I was doing when I was running a private foundation and doing
Oh,
regulatory compliance, and but that was my career for about 15 years before I started writing romance novels.
how did that how did that come about? What
I'm a
did you always
reader.
want to
I
be a
love
writer?
romance.
Yeah.
My first romance, I still have it. It's at my parents' house. It was Star oh my God. Oh my God, what the hell? It by Joanna
Yes.
Lindsay. It's
I
about
was going to say it's a
yeah,
Joanna Lindsay book.
Silver
Yes.
Star. Yes.
Yes.
And I mean I remember her name was Chantel. Anyway, and I read that when I was 11. And I was taking Harlequins in the library. So I've been a big romance reader, but then you get to college and they tell you that you should read, Hemingway and, Franz Fanon, the books that are important. And so I didn't read romance for a long time. And then when my youngest was 2 in 2014, so I missed the whole 50 Shades of Grey. I wasn't reading romance then. And my son was 2, 2014. I got the Oprah Book Club list, and it was like the top 100 romances of all time. I was like, oh my God, I used to love romances. Yes. And I loved it. And it was historic. It was like, I think it was historical romance. And I
Ooh.
started with the first book on the list, which was Flowers from the Storm by Laura Kinsale. And I read my way down. And one of the books on the list was a book called 7 Years to Sin by Sylvia Day. And I
Mm.
read it and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
who is this lady? And then I found out she had a contemporary series, and I
Yeah.
read Crossfire, and I was like, Gideon
Oh, yeah.
Cross, give him to me. I was in love. I mean, seriously, no
Oh, yeah.
one beat Gideon still. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
well, except for Max in The Gamble, but no one can beat and Daxlon as well. But no
Oh,
one
yeah.
can beat Gideon Cross. And so I was as you can see, I was a rabid romance reader, and I was turning 40 and I hated my job. And I was like, I'm going to write a book. I had a lot of author friends. Kennedy
Mhm.
Ryan was one of my, and before I started writing, we were friends. So and
Aw.
Penny Reed and Melanie Harlow, they all helped me. They all gave me craft books, helped me figure out my cover. Murphy Ray, Colleen Hoover's sister, did my first cover.
Oh, love
I
Murphy.
and I just it was like a present to myself. I didn't expect anyone to really read it, but people read it, and then they were like, "Oh my God, this sister, where's her book?" And I was like, "Oh, here, here." And Dylan Allen is my children's names. My youngest son's name is Dylan. My oldest son's middle name is Alan, and I just put their names together. So I wasn't thinking long term, because if I had been, I would never have used a man's name for my
Yeah,
birth.
yeah,
I wasn't thinking about that. I was just, but it didn't really matter. It hasn't seemed to matter as much as it should. And I don't know why that is, other than just I'm very lucky. I was influenced by the amazing romances I cut my teeth on. I mean, I feel like it's such the 2010 to
oh, yeah,
25, it was like such a great time to be a romance reader, because it just exploded, and there were so many women writing big, hard, amazing stories, right? And I was learning about people I'd never encountered in my real life, and I
yeah,
just saw the power of romance to create empathy in a way that nothing else I'd ever read had. And not
yeah,
just empathy, but also hope at the end. And that idea that it is possible for,
mhm,
even like, if you work hard enough at it, if you really believe that you can have a happy ending even in the most impossible circumstances. That's what romance has taught me, one of the
yeah,
things. And those are the kinds of stories I want to tell as a
yeah,
writer and a storyteller. That's what I want to contribute to, is hope and excitement and empathy and perspective and fun, and just sort
yeah,
of like a good time that
yeah,
doesn't hurt anybody. you
yeah,
know?
yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, you have a bunch. You have a bunch of titles out, and we just what 2 weeks ago, last week, I don't even know what day it is.
It was,
Um,
yes, last week. The day
last
for my
week.
birthday, February 13th.
Oh, that's right. Yes, happy
Yes.
belated.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
thanks.
Your Rivers Wild came back out. We put some
Yeah.
beautiful new covers that, by the way, and for anybody who doesn't know, Dylan Allen actually designed and did those covers, which was like such another
Oh
joy.
my
I'm like, what?
God. That
Talk
was
about like
amazing.
multifaceted talent. I'm like, okay. Also cover designer, and they're beautiful. I mean, y'all have to go
Oh, I
look at them
love
because they're
them.
beautiful.
Thank you.
But
I'm
we're
so
so
glad that worked out.
excited
I'm
to
so glad
have
that worked.
these back out in the world today. Where did that, so it's a family dynamic,
Yes.
the Rivers Wild. Where did that come from? What was it like? What
Very
was
specific.
it? Yeah, oh, tell
Very
me.
specific inspiration.
Oh,
I read a
tell.
series, a historical romance series called Penny Royal Green by Julianne Long. It is one of the like most underrated romance series of all time, and it's about two feuding families that live side by side in on acres of land, and everyone thinks the feud is about the fact that one of them doesn't like the other because they took their land away, but it's not about that at all. It is about, there's it was it was such a great series, and I was trying to find romances read, set in Texas, and they were all like very cowboy, or oil tycoon, and I was like, Houston is a global city. It's a global city. It's really truly America's melting pot. It has the best food scene. Everybody lives there. The whole world comes to live there and do business there, and I want to write that. I want to write, but I also love family mess, and I want to write and for the conflict to look like it was about old money, new money being the immigrants, old money being the people also immigrants in their own way, but that settled Texas. But it's not
Mhm.
about that at all. The feud is really, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I set out to create, and it was so amazing and I lived at the time in this really like sort of this enclave that had everything inside. From it was a golf course, it had all the restaurants, my kids' schools were inside, everything was, it was not, no one was nice. And so I wanted to
Oh,
create that, but make everyone nice and make it like what I wanted. So really it was just me building a world I wanted to share and a world I wanted to live in.
yeah.
And then also a story that I wanted to tell, because I just loved, I wanted to reinterpret from Julianne Long, sort of these two feuding families. And I love drama. My voice is, sort of naturally melodramatic as a writer, and so
Yeah.
it just and I, but that was probably the legacy was the hardest book, one of the besides this one I've ever written, because I couldn't I couldn't figure out how to make myself care about it, because I was also trying to write a very like strict romance, because before that my people would tell me my books were like not clear cut romances, because there were themes in them, and it was like, I was trying to write this billionaire romance and these two people, and I just could not give a shit about them. I mean, sorry. I just
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
and I wrote like 50,000 words of the book. I tried so hard. I even my Lucy Score and I are still friends, but back then we were like both really in the trenches. She one day spent like 3 hours on the phone with me trying to help me get it straight, because I just could
Yeah.
not, and I had to throw it all away and start over. And it was like, but it was so great because it came. I mean, Confidence and Hayes is probably my favorite man in my collection. If I had to marry any of them, it would be him, because of like the kind of man he is.
Yeah.
And but Rivers Wild is just, I mean, it's like such a wonderful place, and it also changed my career. That series really, really like took off in a way that um, I couldn't believe,
Yeah.
and it's how I met you guys, because
Yeah.
those books that Liz read, and I guess y'all read that. And so
Yeah.
yeah, Rivers Wild is sort of what I think we all hope America will be, especially for immigrants who come here. And that was one of the things I wanted to show, was a family of like, immigrants and first generation children, right? And
Yeah.
how but my books have always been, that has always been sort of the theme in all of them. Everybody, there's an immigrant story in it, because it's such a big part of my identity.
And that's what I want to touch on that too, because I want to give Rivers Wild its little moment in the sun. And then we
Yeah.
also have, we transitioned your 1001 Dark Nights books, which
Yes.
came to an end at the beginning
Yes.
of the year.
Oh,
and put another beautiful covers on those. Thank you. And
yes, you're welcome.
those
Thank
come
you.
out. When do they come out?
May,
In
May.
May.
Yes,
And that's another really fun series of books. And
yes.
there's a lot, like each book, I think I love about your writing too, like there's not just like two or three tropes. Like there's
A
each
lot.
story really has a lot, but not in a bad way. Like you,
Yes.
meaning like if you're a reader and you like, this thing or that thing, like you can really, you have so much that you can really pick it up at any time. Like you're like, oh, I like enemies to lovers, but also billionaire romance. Chances are there's a Dylan Allen book like that
Yes,
fits
yes.
the
There's a Dylan
bill.
Allen book for that.
That's your new tagline. There's a Dylan Allen book for that. But
Yes.
it's really fun to explore as a reader all of those kind of tropes that you have going on. But because you have a very specific voice and it makes you who
Oh,
you
thank
are as
you.
a writer. And that's why, again, we just love working with you because
I love working with you too.
there's
Thank you.
always just fun. Like there's some, like you said,
Fun.
there's always like some kind of drama, but not in a bad dramatic way. You're like, oh
Yeah.
my God. Like watching Beverly Hills 90210, you're like, what's
Yeah.
going to happen next?
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
going on with
That's a
Brennan
great
Dillon?
compliment. Thank you. Yes.
But
Yeah.
honestly, and
No.
there's friend groups, there's family dynamics, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it's all woven within your series, which is
Yeah.
really, really fun to read. And
Mm.
you kind of,
Thank you.
you can pick up any of the books and really just get really
I
into
think
it.
so. I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
You don't have to be intimidated and say like, oh, well, I have to, if I didn't read the Jezebel, I can't read the legend. Like
No.
any of
No.
them, any of them you could pick up.
You really can. I mean,
Yeah.
they are the first three books are interconnected. So there is, but the stories are
Yeah.
so singular, that it is, you'll see them, the characters in each other's books. So Remy is in Hayes's book. Hayes even has a point of view chapter in the Jezebel, right?
Yeah.
But it's because they live in the same world, and I love them all. I can't. I put them in I put all my characters in all my books. Um, Tina Wilde is in the other is in the To Catch a Sinner.
Yes.
Yeah, like I can't quit them. I love them. I love them, and
But that's got to be fun. Like
it
it's
is
like
so
you're
much
not, and
fun.
it's got to be fun to be like, I wonder if the readers are gonna like your fans are gonna be like, oh my gosh, I love that
That's why I
I love
do
that
it. That's
Hayes is like, I love
Yes.
it.
That's honestly like the first time, once I realized how much readers do it, when I find, like, when I write someone in to anything, I just get so excited thinking about them seeing this person, and it always is what they always message, like, oh my God. And I'm like, I know. And it makes me so happy because it's like they love these characters as much as I do.
Yeah.
They're happy to see them when I have an opportunity to put someone in one of my books. And I write a lot of talent, like people who would need an agent. And there's a
Yeah.
character, Dean, in one of my earlier books who is in 6 or 7 of my books because he's going to be Sin's agent as well. He's everybody's agent. And I can't, and it lets me check, give a little update on his wife and their family. So
Mhm.
that's how people found out they had kids, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I love it. It's I mean, what an amazing job. I
Yeah.
can't believe this is what I do for a living.
Do your characters come to you like fully formed, like all of a sudden you're like, oh, or do you have
No.
to, yeah, you have to start and then kind of add their layers as you
Yeah.
go?
They come really specific. Like they come in a very specific person in a very specific moment. It's like, what if this person was doing this? But then it's just that moment. That's all I know. And then I have to get to know everything about them. And I
Mm-hmm.
and I create these character binders, and everybody
Oh, I
gets,
love that.
yeah. And I just write everything I can, like how they drive, do they crack their knuckles, what makes them laugh, what annoys them, what tastes do they not like, I make up the phrases they repeat, the things they
Yeah.
say, their vocal ticks, and then so that's why sometimes it takes me a really long time to write a book, because I really don't know them, and I find myself, when I'm writing and I don't know them, I find myself replacing writing my voice, like writing what I would say, and then I'm like, oh no, this is what I would do, and I'm usually doing that, trying to protect them from doing bad things. Like I
Yeah.
give them foresight they cannot have, that kind of thing. But then I go back to my character book, and I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me. I usually have to go back and just build out more. What is the worst thing? What happened to them when they were a kid that really hurt them, or what is, like core memories. I mean, it's really, I go because the characters are so important. They're the most important part of they are the thing that drives all the stories, because I write relationships, and
Yeah.
that is, so you write that your character intimate in the most intimate relationship, the
Yeah.
place where they hopefully are most themselves. So I feel like I have to know them really well. And sometimes I know, I have a deadline and I have to balance that with, but I have a very hard time, like, not of letting go. I have a hard time letting go. I really, I
But
mean,
that's okay because they're not strangers to you at that point.
no,
I mean, you
it's so
spent so much, time and effort into making them a multifaceted character that all of them can literally jump off the page. You feel like you know them because
yeah, I
you've
hope
done such a
so.
great job at making them, for lack of a better term, fleshing them out, because
Yeah,
truly that's what you're doing. But like you said, like, how do they drive? Do they have these little idiosyncrasies? Do they crack their knuckles? Do they
yeah,
like, do they like anchovies on their Caesar salad? Like all these
right.
tiny things
Yes,
that you're like,
yes,
well, it might not matter, but it does matter in
it
making them
does.
who they are in your head
Yes,
when you're
yeah,
writing them. Because
yeah.
then they're not
Yeah,
strangers.
you
Like
get
you're
it,
not
Julie.
writing a stranger.
Yeah, no, you get it. And because I'm a very I like, I ask why a lot. It's,
Yes.
and so if I when I ask why, if I don't know why, I have to know.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like that with
Well,
them.
yeah,
So
because you would ask if you were having lunch with someone that you just met, you would ask questions. You'd want to know who they
yeah,
are. You'd want to know
yeah,
their past and what they like and what they don't like and what their career path was and how they got there. So of course, you'd
yes,
want to do it for your
yeah,
characters because then it makes us as a reader love them as much as you developing them. But I
yeah.
love that you had the
Yes,
character binders. I did not
yeah,
know
I
that.
do. I mean, it's my favorite part. It's like I just daydream. It's a notebook actually, and I just write in it, and it's
Okay,
so
I love
great.
it.
Especially, and I also keep a thing of names, a list of names. When I hear a name I love, I write it down.
Yeah.
And are like, all of my characters' names have come from that list that I've been keeping for like 6 years now.
I love it. Do you
Yeah.
get a new notebook for each book?
Yes, I
Oh, I
do.
love that
Yes, I do.
too.
Every book has a notebook. I love notebooks. I have an addiction to them. I love them. It's so wonderful, and especially seeing them get full,
Yeah.
and I keep them all, so I can go back to them, and I do very frequently. It's
Aw.
wonderful. It's so great.
Is there a book that you've written that will not ever see the light of day?
Yes. There's one I've written that shouldn't have seen the light of day, but I also, like, I really feel like I had to publish it because it was so long that there
Uh-oh.
was no way. But honestly, I never talk about it,
Okay, we don't
because
have to talk about it.
no, it's. I mean, I just I well. No, but no, yeah, no, I don't know. I say that about it. It's so unfair because I did publish it. There are things I will never publish. Like, I've started writing books that I realize that I just can't, like, the character, I cannot
Yeah.
get their voice.
Hmm.
Like, I can't remove myself from it enough to make it
Yep.
feel like, and I'm also like, I realize I don't want to, I don't like to tell stories that run too closely to my own.
Oh, that makes sense. That
Personally,
makes
like,
sense.
the characters on the surface might appear to have a lot in common with me, but I usually change things like, their trauma, their wounds, to make sure that at the heart of it they're not me and they make different decisions. But yeah, no,
I mean,
yeah,
I love that though. And now this kind of leads into To Catch a Sinner,
yeah, okay,
which I mean, we are so excited about.
I am too.
Um, the covers, we have so much to talk about
Okay,
for To Catch a Sinner. I mean, the first of all, you are writing it under your names, which is
yes,
Lucy Wilson Tago.
Lucy Wilson Tago is my, Lucy is my real name, my
Yes.
my legal name, but my Wilson Tago is a family name.
Mhm.
And it is, and it feels like, honestly, Jillian, it feels like the truest name I've ever had. It
Yeah.
really feels like me. Like, it tells the story of me, like, in 3 words, in a way that I've never felt before. And I
Oh,
think it's
I love
because
that.
yeah, I mean, and honestly, it's been so wonderful to be intentional about naming myself.
Yep.
because I wanted this to be very, I wanted this to be me and my legacy, my what I say to the world and what the world knows of me. And so I'm very happy about that. I love it so much. I think and to I think To Catch a Sinner is the perfect book for its debut, for Lucy Wilson Tago's
And
name.
it's a little departure for you.
Yes.
It is a romance.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
is it's a little more of a departure in the sense that there's a lot. I don't want to give anything away. I'm like the worst at not spoiling things. So
Yes.
To Catch a Sinner is,
It is,
I
it
know,
is,
I'm
it
like,
is, it is, it is, because the suspense, I've always sort of danced around the edges of suspense. I love a good, some secret, right? But this
yes,
was my first time actually trying to write, sort of the action of suspense with someone, having like the sense of someone having someone after them, someone trying to stop them
yes,
from doing something. And the mystery is not personal. It is,
yes.
well, it doesn't appear to be on its face, right? And also this is very immersed in, like, this is me writing from a very like own voices place where this
Yes.
culture these are two characters who have a lived experience I'm very familiar with, which is that, their first generation. I am not, but I was a child when I immigrated here. So really I feel more that than anything else. And um, and also it's a duet, and so it has
Yes.
an ending that is inconclusive until the next book.
Yes.
Okay, that's how I say it. It's kind of, but it was so, and it was, I don't know. There's a lot going on in this story. There are a
So
lot of
what can we tell readers without spoiling anything? There,
so okay.
yes, you do it because I am the
It is
worst because I
a
know.
journalist chasing
Yes.
a story about art theft, a lawyer who is trying to honor his mother's last wishes,
Mm-hmm.
meet, and in a bit of a convoluted process fall in love, but really fall in love
Oh
before they
yes.
realize that they have a shared enemy,
Mm-hmm.
but different like feelings about this enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they realize it, it's too late to do anything but choose either
Mm-hmm.
each other or what they think is the right thing to do.
See, so much better because
That's it.
I am the one who's like, I read it, so now I'm just gonna blurt things out and then be like,
Yes, yes.
oh
Well,
no,
I've had a
don't say
very long
that.
time to think about it. I've had a very long time. It took, I don't think I could have done that about 3 months ago. 3 months ago, I
Yeah.
was like, what is this book about again? I don't know. But it's such a, I love Kwame Inson's romance.
Yes.
I love, it's set in Washington, D.C., which,
Yes.
and Northern Virginia, which is one of the most beautiful parts of this country and one of the most beautiful places in the world, I think. And it starts in the spring, of course, which is when it is the most beautiful here. And
Yes.
it pays homage to the city, and it's a fictionalized Washington D.C. The D.C. when I started writing it, I thought we would have, and I just decided I would keep
Yeah.
it that way because I wanted to experience it that way. And
Yeah.
so, it's like the city is open for business. Art is back, food is back, people are outside, and it is the world's place to meet again. And so I mean, it was so much fun to write, and I'm very, very excited for people to read it. And then I'm really very curious to see how they feel at the end, because it's pretty hard. you know, it's a good
I
ending.
know. That's why I'm like, ooh, I see. I would have blurted things out already. That's
It's a
why
good ending. It's a good ending,
it is.
but I also think it's going to be so, the whole journey is going to be so satisfying, because
Oh,
and really, two books feels like a lot, but the story needed it, and I think
yes.
it's going to make it so much better to have had like the space to tell this whole story.
Oh, totally,
I'm
totally
very
agree.
excited, and I'm so thankful for
It
that.
wouldn't
Thank
have,
y'all for that.
oh no, our pleasure. It would not have been, there's too much to put in one book. So I'm glad
Yeah,
that it is because
yeah,
it needs that air to breathe. It
yes,
needs
it
that
does.
fleshing out. It needs
Yes,
that space.
I think the reader does too. Like, I really want,
Oh
because
yeah.
it moves really fast in book two. Things and so many things happen in book. So many things happen in book two. Book one, we really sort of take our time getting to
Yeah.
the action book because I wanted, the romance was so important. It's really what drives it. Does Even though there are all these things happening, the only reason they are a problem or a conflict is because Kwame and Sin love each other, and also they are so right for each other
Yes.
that it feels impossible
Yes.
to do. Like neither choice feels possible. Like what I
Yeah.
mean. Oh, I'm so excited.
I am too. And even
Oh,
more, I know there's we just had the cover reveal a couple weeks ago, which
yes.
you and I are obsessed.
Mm.
There are, and
Everyone should sell it. It's so beautiful.
I'll have to put it somewhere. I wish I
Yeah,
could pull it
yeah.
up on my phone.
Oh, I don't have it either.
There are a few kind of, I don't want to say like Easter eggs, but there are some, they have some, there are some culturally appropriate or important things on the cover
Yes.
that you were able to work in
Thank you.
that like I would love for you to give a
Yes.
little. I'm
Yeah,
going to pull it up.
absolutely.
Hold on. You
Okay.
talk. I'm going to pull it up because it's
Well,
stunning.
it's so beautiful. I mean, honestly, just he knocked it out of the park, the cover designer did. And there is, I love, and your idea, I have to give, y'all have to know, Jillian was the one who suggested having him sort of watching her. And
Oh,
it's so great. You remember that was your idea. And
that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun coming up with these ideas.
yes,
That was
that
one
was
of
such
my,
a great idea.
it
It
was a
was
lot of just that collaboration with you was a
Yes,
lot of fun.
it was so great. I mean, look how
It was a
great it
lot of
turned
fun.
out. And honestly, so and I love it because it's you don't see it at like first glance. You don't see him at first glance. Yes, you don't at first glance you don't see him. You got to really
No,
yeah,
he's
he's outside. Yes, he's out there. And
no,
beyond
it's
him
beautiful.
is where the book opens at the Museum of African American History and Culture, which is one of the most stunning buildings
Yes,
in DC's skyline. It's so
yes.
gorgeous. It sits in the shadow of the National Monument. It sits downslope from it, with Abraham Lincoln, the Lincoln Memorial, like sort of like that sits at the end of the mall and kind of looks out on everything. And it's such a, it is such an American museum. And 10 years after it opened, it's been open for 10 years. It is
Mhm.
still one of two museums that require a ticket because it's so busy. They control the crowd by requiring everyone to make a reservation. So you can't just walk in, even though it's free.
Yeah,
But you still have to do that to this day because it's still, the demand is still
I
so,
love that.
isn't that amazing? And
It is.
it's
Yeah.
amazing. I've been four times and I've still not been able to go through the whole thing because it's
Yeah.
huge.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and so I wanted to set this book. And I knew that the art was going to be, a part of it. On the cover, the stool that is what Sin is like sort of standing looking at. She's looking at a piece of art on the wall, but below it is a stool. You see, yeah, the
Zoom
stool
in.
um, that is very important to the story. There you go. And these stools are from Ghana. They're by the Akan people. They're it's a totem kind of. It is a stool that the chief or the chief mother only sits on, and it is a connection between them and God. And the very first stool, the golden stool, is thought to is legend says that it was sort of bestowed on the very first king who we
Wow.
call the Asante Hene, and no one sits on that. It is
Oh,
Nobody sits on it, but him who was the original. But it is the most important artifact to that culture, to our culture, and but all the stools are so important. And I was in Ghana in December, and it was really crazy. I was at a party at someone's house, a really wealthy Nigerian man who lives in Accra, and I saw one of these stools in his house, and I was like, oh my God, this black market is real, because
oh,
that no, for real, there's no way that
oh,
should be in his house. That should be in a museum. There's no way it should be in
oh
his
my.
house.
So
He
this
had two of
that
them.
was like such validation of you being
It was
like, okay,
crazy,
yes, this is
Jillian.
fiction, but
Yes,
clearly
it
this is
happened.
not, this is, yeah,
And
wow.
yeah, while I was there, also there was a delegation from a
Wow.
museum in the United States returning like bronzes and sculptures that had been like this story's happened. The thing I wrote about is happening in real time right now. And I mean, there were
Wow.
so many things about this story. When I started writing it, the house that Kwame's father bought that is in the story was really the catalyst for the story. I think when we first talked about it, I mentioned
Yes.
this, that this house was, I learned that Jackie Kennedy's family home was owned by the government of the United Arab Emirates. And I was
Oh,
like, that is so, what a cultural shift, right? Like this
yeah.
piece of Americana, and that and not just theirs, but the Kennedys, Bobby and Ethel Kennedy's former home is also owned. They bought, and I just was like, what if that was? I just wondered. I decided to, like, I was just like wanted to explore what that does to the sort of the atmosphere of
Yeah.
an area when a cultural shift like that occurs, if it does
Yes.
anything at all. I didn't even know, so I wanted to, like, I started writing about. I made him Ghanaian because, my character was, and he's a billionaire. And then one day I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw a woman share an article that she said had been written about her father, who's a Nigerian billionaire who bought a historic home in New York,
Oh,
and how it changed the atmosphere of that neighborhood. And I was like, oh my God, this is real too. Oh my God, this is real too. And I reached out to her and she agreed to talk to me. So she
oh
gave
my
a lot of
goodness.
input for this book about what it's like to be the child of, because I don't know any billionaires, to be the child of a
Same.
billionaire who lives in a, and lives in with a complicated father and a complicated mother, and there's nothing else to be when you're that rich but really complicated.
Yeah.
And and it was, so that was amazing. So all these things came together to make me, and then where the house is, the McLean, where the house Kwame's father owns, is set. McLean, the road, that part of it is called the Gold Coast, which is what
Oh,
Ghana was called by the British until it became Ghana.
yeah.
And McLean was the name of the very first British governor of Ghana as well. And I was like, look at all of these
Wow. It's like the story was
synchronicities.
meant to be,
Yes,
the
right.
story was meant to be.
Yeah, right. Isn't
Wow.
that crazy?
I
Because I
love it.
picked
I
that
mean,
setting before I knew that. I picked, and that was because that's where Jackie Kennedy's family home was, right?
yes.
And one of my best friends went to high school in McLean. There was a girls' boarding school called Madeira, which is why I even knew that house was there. And I honestly, it was so crazy because that was anyway. It just all came together. Like, it started with one thing and then just became something else.
I
Awesome.
love it though, because that makes it even more, like, all the aspects more meaningful, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like, yes, it's fictionalized, but there's a lot of truth to the things that you put in the book on
yeah,
purpose, which is
yeah,
really pretty incredible. And I'm
yeah,
glad, again, even if you just look at the cover, you're like, okay, there's meaningful points in this book that,
yeah,
and the series as a whole, and even just to go back to what your pen name is now. I mean,
yeah,
on that series, it's pretty
yeah.
incredible. I mean, and
Thank
it's just
you.
like you said, when we originally did the cover, it was Dylan Allen. And
Yeah.
then you were like, you know what? Something's not right. And then the minute, I mean, I'll never forget that email thread when the cover designer gave us the new cover with your name on it, the Lucy Wilson Tego. We all were like, this is the name
This
that
is right.
needs to be there.
This is right.
It
Yes.
just looked right. I mean, it was one of those moments that was like, now it's right. Like, it's
Everything for this has been, so besides writing it, everything else, everything has been so easy. Everything has been so, like, just fall. And honestly, that's why I kept writing it, even before I knew that y'all were gonna, and I started writing it before I was sure what I was gonna do with it. I
yeah,
just it's all come together so perfectly. It's all
yeah,
come together so perfectly. I'm so
I agree.
excited. I'm excited, and I know that people are going to love it. And one of the things that's nice about writing a book that's set in a real place is, for the people who have been there or who live there,
Yes.
love that, to
Oh
see
yeah.
pieces of themselves, or of the city, of the same, they've eaten there, or they've, and that creates opportunities for us as writers as well, for readers to connect on a real level. Like, I write books that all over, people go, and I always pick real places wherever I set my books all over the world, real places. I don't make up any buildings or homes or restaurants,
Yeah.
and people go to these places. My readers go to the restaurants in London that I've talked about. They go,
Oh, I
so,
love
for
that.
real, like, for
I
real. And
love that.
yeah, and I think but it creates the opportunity for community in a way that I think is so special,
Yeah.
because the things that connect us are experiences, and are the common human experiences, which is why,
Yeah.
again, romance is so powerful because we
Yeah.
all know those feelings. Not a
I
human
think,
alive doesn't.
and I think that that's to circle back all the way to the beginning when you started law and it was not this, like it was not it. So you really went from one really bad work experience to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, at least,
Yeah. Yeah.
the romance community is so, it's just the best, right?
It's the
Like
best.
it's from readers to fellow authors to
Yes.
like there's just, to your point, it's such a community,
Yeah.
whether it's online or in person, going to book events, like you could go and not know anybody, but you
Yeah.
know
And
that
make
you're all
friends.
there
Yes.
and you for the same reason, and you're all there for something positive and happy because
Yes.
to say it again, I mean, romance is hope, right?
Yes.
I mean,
It's hope,
that's
and it's good. It feels good. I mean, it
yeah,
makes you feel good. It actually makes you feel good. And
yeah,
it's why people read it. I mean,
yeah,
I think I really feel like there are two people who love romance and people who have not read it. Because
yes,
if you read it, there's no way you don't love it. I mean, if find the right one, but it is those I mean, listen, you have to
yeah.
I would rather kiss a bunch of romance book frogs and to find my right one. I mean, they're all good. Even when they're
Yes.
not, they're all good. Like even if you didn't love the story, like you had a good time. You
Oh,
had the
100%.
moments of like, I mean, because God, falling in love and having your heartbreak is universal.
Yes.
Having a
Yes.
unrequited crush, having a crush just feel. I mean, there's nothing like it at
Yeah.
all. And if it
I
ends
mean,
happily,
that's the thing, those butterflies, that whole meeting someone and having a connection, and you're like, ooh, this could be something or not.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
then, like you said, the bad breakups, everyone has been
yeah,
through that.
yeah.
I mean, no matter what walk of life, you have been through that. I mean,
Yeah,
and at different
disappointment.
ages.
Yes,
I
yeah,
mean,
from 11 to
yep.
75 to 80 to listen, my 85-year-old uncle was having lots of women drama girls. So I mean, for your whole life, okay?
I love it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like love is
Yeah.
universal, it's ageless, it's timeless. And from, Cleopatra and Antony to now, we understand it. We all
Yes.
understand it. We understand the
Yeah.
things that makes you do. It's so universally whether you're an alien or you're, I don't know, a billionaire,
Yeah.
all are human with feelings.
I
And
mean, and that's the thing. It's like you can go from either like sci-fi romance, like you said, there's
yeah,
not a bad romance. Like,
no,
there
there's
are
not.
um what's the one that I have on my TBR, the Ice Planet Barbarians. I mean, those
Oh my God, Ruby Dixon. What a
are so good. But even, I mean, like people are like, you know what? That's my jam. Like, oh,
yes.
great.
And that's the
There
thing.
is such a
And
wide
yes.
array. And it's
And it's
there.
because honestly, because of indies and small presses
Yes.
like y'all that really, I mean, honestly, have led the way in romance because trad is afraid to try new things. And we're not because we're readers and we
Yeah.
know what we want and we know
Yeah.
how to give it. And so
Yeah.
honestly, like I just think this is such an amazing time to be a reader. We have all of the stuff that's already been written. But right
Yeah.
now it's like a cauldron of like amazing books just
Yeah.
cooking up, all over the
It's so
place.
true.
Yeah, and
It's
every
so
time
true.
Chad says no, Indy's just like, okay,
We'll
we'll
just
just
do
do
it
it
on
on,
our own.
and do it so well that eventually Chad starts buys it all up anyway. Right?
We're
So
like, you're
yeah,
welcome.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
welcome, Tread.
yeah, and that's what's so special about Blue Box Press and about 1001 Dark Nights.
Oh,
Honestly, in
thank
this
you.
market, the thing that really makes you all so special to the authors that write for you and write with you is because you trust us. And your readers
Thank
too. You're not just trying to make money. You are readers. You care about the stories and making money, of course, because we must.
you. Right.
But honestly, and also you're brave. You try
Well, thank
new
you.
things, and no, it's true, and and like you trust that.
Yeah.
You all move on faith so much, and it's incredible. And you and Liz and MJ, and I just think that I don't know.
It's,
I wish we could clone you. I wish this was
oh,
how,
thank you.
I wish, no, really, but I'm also glad we can't because the world needs a foil to know, like we need the comparison to remind us. of
Well,
what
and
we,
it's
yeah.
so we're so lucky that we get to work with authors and you. I mean, I've said it, but it's they're we're readers at the end of the day. I mean, we're
Hmm.
yes, we're publishers, but we love everything about the whole process. It's so much fun. I mean, and I know
Yes,
Liz is more of the nitty-gritty editorial and like I do more of the artsy part of things, and it's just so much fun to see, and it's such a collaborative effect
yes,
that it's so nice. Like, so it's like, again, you and I could talk cover things, we could talk
yes,
different fun things. And it's like,
yes.
then to see it all come to
All comes,
fruition,
yes,
it's the
yeah.
best.
It's the
I mean,
best.
there is no other, I mean, I'm so glad I get to do this for a living.
Yeah, me too. I want to do it forever. I want to do it
Same.
forever. And I have to just say this I always have to say this, that the reason I have to thank my husband who makes,
Yeah.
honestly, because he's given me the opportunity to do this, like with my heart,
Yeah.
like to do, and to, so yeah, I mean, I don't think we can overstate the power of a strong support system. It doesn't matter
Yes.
who that is, but having that is a game changer,
Yeah.
because it's too hard for anyone to do it without friends, without people to pick you up when you can't pick yourself up, right? And it's too hard to do it without that. And I do not know what I would be without that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you and Liz are part of that. My friends, my sisters,
Yeah.
like my best friends, I mean, my Kennedy. I mean, I don't even, like, when I don't believe in myself, Kennedy has this thing she says. She's like, well, I'll pick up your belief and put it on my back and carry it both of ours because I believe.
Love
You know,
her. But that's the thing. I mean,
yeah,
writing is a very solitary
yeah,
experience. So
yeah.
to your
It is.
point, it's
No
like,
one else can
okay,
help you with that part,
no.
unfortunately.
But it
Well,
is
not. I
nice.
mean,
But it is nice at that point. You're like, all right, I got the words. I now have
yeah,
been by myself in this, and I'm doubting all the things, and I don't know if this is what I should be doing. And then it's like, no, 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 I'm just going to call my friend, or
yes,
I'm going to call my
yes,
sister. I'm going to call somebody, and they're going to
yeah,
be like, no, no, no,
yes,
you've been in this little tunnel
yeah,
with these characters for just step out, and
yeah.
we'll be your cheerleaders. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and that has saved my life. It has
Yeah.
made. I mean, really, it has. It's made, and I mean, and also, honestly, I don't know. I feel like you don't understand how important you are to us. Like, I don't know. I feel like you don't understand the wings you have given so many people. I really could not. I would not be doing this if it was not for you. No, for
Don't
real.
make me cry,
And
Lucy. Do not,
so,
we're
no,
not
don't
crying
cry.
today.
I mean, well, you can cry if you want to, but I feel like you're not, there's a, I mean, I don't know. I just want you to know. I want you to,
Thank
like, have a deep understanding. I know y'all always say it's your honor, it's your pleasure, but you've changed so many lives, and you've given
but it
so
is
much
our
faith
joy.
to people and restored faith in people,
Well, thank you.
so
And
no,
you got to
thank you.
keep writing for us forever. Sorry.
I will. If I could, every single book, I would do it with you. For
I
real.
mean, well, thank you. But you got to keep bringing your words too, because I
Yeah.
have to imagine. And now one of my favorite questions, and then we will end soon. This might be my
Oh
last
yeah, yeah.
question.
Oh my gosh, we could talk forever. Yes.
I
Okay.
know you and I could be here for literally hours. I mean, that's
We'll have to do
you
it
and I,
again.
we have to do a visit soon. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna come see you.
but off the top of your head, I'm sure you have many, but off the top of your head, a reader interaction that will stay with you forever. I'm sure you have more than one because
Um,
there's, I mean, I'm sure between going to events and everything, I know, being a former
I'm trying to
reader
find the picture
myself.
to show you. There's a picture oh my God, of course, my son vacuumed my office yesterday and I can't find anything.
I love him.
I keep a picture on my desk of a reader named Paloma. Is the
Oh,
name
hi,
familiar?
Paloma.
I met her at
Yes.
Steamy Lit. I
Yes.
named that character after her. I met her
Oh,
at Steamy Lit, and she went by Lo, which is so sweet. And I was having a really not a great signing. I was like sitting next to an author who was really popular, and no one. It was like the line was wrapped around my table. No one could see me. I was really down. I was like, oh, I'm gonna. And I didn't know her at all. She came to my table and, bought all my, bought all, bought a copy of each book. We had a
Ah.
great conversation. And at the end, she had a Polaroid and we took a Polaroid picture and she gave it to me. No one has ever, people don't give me like that's no,
Oh.
normally they'll take a picture and post it online, but I keep it on my desk. I don't know where it is. I'm so annoyed. I'm usually looking at it. My son vacuumed here yesterday and I don't know where anything is. But
Oh,
yeah, I mean, but
Paloma.
honestly, the reader interactions are my favorite part of my job. But that is the one that really, because it turned my whole day around. I was
Yeah.
so sad. Oh my God. And Paloma
Yeah.
came and she was so sweet and sunshiny and amazing and lovely and just like it was like a ray of sunshine just cut through a cloud. And but that's what all my readers, all this stuff up here are gifts readers have given me. All of these things are
Oh, I love
gifts. I mean,
it.
and incredible gifts. This art, this picture of me and my dad, a reader had that made from a picture I posted online. Look at this. Look how
Oh,
beautiful it is. Look at this. This is a picture of me and my
oh
dad.
my
And she had it
goodness.
made
That is,
into a piece of art. My readers do they send me gifts. They pray for me. They love my kids. They're my kids' internet aunties,
I love
and they
it.
come to signing. I mean, the reader interaction for me is the best part of this job,
Yeah.
hands down, without a peer, because it is the reason that I write is to
Yeah.
tell a story that other people want to hear and connect with. And when you meet someone who connects with the story you wrote, it feels like meeting like a soulmate or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Books are amazing, and I just love
Yeah.
them. I love
It's
them.
it's it really is amazing to meet readers and see the interactions. I mean, as a publisher, we love to go to see the interactions. Like we'll stand on the side. I mean, how many times that we've been to events together, and Liz and
And
I
you
are just
throw the
standing to
best
the
event,
side, and
the,
we're
the
we're
best
like
event
waving.
ever, the best book signing ever
But
is
it's
the one you
so,
throw, Readers on the
oh,
River.
thank
That's the
you.
best one
But
ever.
it's always so cute that we love to watch the interactions with the authors and the readers. Like it is so joyful because again,
Amazing.
no one's there to have a bad time. It's a romance event.
Right.
How could
Right.
you want to be there to have a bad time? You're like,
Right.
nope, I'm going to meet new friends. I'm going to talk about books that we love.
Yes.
We're going to add things to our TBR list. We're going to meet
Yes.
new authors. Like it's
Yes.
just so much
Yes.
fun.
It's the best time.
And to
It's the
watch it,
best
it's just
time.
like, oh, this is why
Yeah.
we do
This
this.
is why we
I
do
mean,
it.
this is why we do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best part. There's hands
Yeah.
down. And Paloma, I don't even, and I don't even like follow her. I don't know how to find her. I don't know what her social media handle is or anything. So I don't know.
We're gonna have to find her. This is our
I would
mission
love to, but yeah, I was in LA. I mean, in Anaheim in 2024.
now. Oh, Paloma,
Yeah.
we're coming for you. We're gonna find
Yeah.
you.
I named a character after you, Paloma.
I know we need to find her.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
the internet can do its magic.
Maybe. Oh my God. When is this going to go on?
Well, I could put it up whenever.
Oh my God. Okay.
Maybe we'll do it. What
I'm
if
gonna
I do
find. I
it?
wish I'm gonna find the picture, and when we do post it, I'm gonna like clip this and show the picture of her. Maybe someone will know her.
Yes, we have to do it. We're gonna this. Oh, this is a fun mission. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
spending
much.
this time with me. You're always such a joy. And I just
Thank
hope that
you.
now everyone, if people don't know who Dylan Allen is, now and Lucy, now they could
Yes.
find you and
Yes.
enjoy all the words that you have given us. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much.
And we'll talk soon. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
watching.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.